Definitely thanks for being on tonight. We welcome everybody here tonight. We're going to do some awesome training tonight on vision boards. And
Yes.
we know that people have heard about vision boards, but they are so powerful what they can accomplish. And
Yep.
so we appreciate you guys being on tonight. It's going to be really good for your time.
Definitely. Thanks for putting where you're from. It seems like we're from all over. Hey, so we want you to answer a quick poll for us. Which one are you? Okay, one, I have put a vision board together before. Okay, two, I've heard of a vision board, but I've never done one. Okay, or three, I've put one together, but I don't use it. Okay, totally understand that. Or four, I have never heard of a vision board, or you've never done one. Okay, so let's see what's coming up.
Kind of where we're at with.
Definitely a lot of twos. They've heard of them but not done it. One, a Pinterest vision board, awesome. Those give you some great ideas. Three, you've got one but you don't use it. Okay, totally cool. You can rectify that situation tonight. And I'm guilty of that too. So I didn't like it. Yeah, I got to redo it.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to share a little experience tonight about what I recently with my
yeah, definitely. It's a work in progress, right? Okay. So let's see. Okay, so just welcome tonight. We wanted to call it a party because it's fun. This should be fun, right? You should be able to create something and to just have fun with it. It shouldn't be so serious that you're just like, I don't know what I want to do here. I'm stressed out about it. We don't want you to be stressed. We want you to have fun with it. So I'm glad that you're on.
Hey, the key word there is party.
That's right.
It's not maybe like your definition of a real party, but it's just kind of like vision boards are really important, and we're gonna get some energy into it tonight. Just give you some different things to think about.
Yeah. So today we're gonna be covering using your mind to create whatever you do, okay? And that's really what a vision board is. We're thinking outside of the box. Okay, we're kind of almost childlike because we get to do things in a different way. So thanks for being on with us. Okay, so by the end of this webinar, these are just a couple of things that we want you to know.
So these are the things that we're going to cover. After we finish tonight, you're going to know how the brain works and why the pictures matter. Yeah. Okay, we're going to talk about that. Also, how to put it together, then some action steps that you can discover in our conversation tonight that can get it to work for you, what not to do, and then how to get your goals by using a vision board. So we're going to cover these things tonight. And again, my name's Aaron. And this is Veronica. Here's just a little bit about us. I got my master's degree in social work, and I've been a counselor, coach, mentor for over 10 years now. And this is my lovely wife, my partner in crime. That we work together to spread influence and positivity as much as we can. This is Veronica.
Well, we're glad that you guys are here. We have 4 kids. We've been married almost 16 years. Just a little bit about us. But we love being able to work with people who have dreams and vision and who are just passionate about what they do, because those are the best type of people. And I know that you're here because that's the type of person you are. And that's
we already know that. Yep. We already know that.
Okay, so, oh goodness, these pictures are so stark of a contrast. For things to change, I must change. And, for a lot of years, I didn't realize that. I thought everything around me has to change before my life gets better. It has nothing to do with me. Like, I am upset about something. Well, it was because of someone else. It wasn't really because of me. So that's kind of the space I lived in for a lot of years. And when we had young kids, I just was stuck in that place of, I don't really know what to do. I'm upset about things. I'm unhappy with how things are going, but I don't know what to do to change it. So fast forward, before we fast forward, we were in school when Aaron was going to school. We all have different life challenges, right? But it's in how we deal with them that we're going to be able to get through those challenges and be able to come out on the other side and be like, okay, I got through it. I can do something else that's hard too. But that's where we are now. Today is fast forward, years down the road, because, for years we lived in that space, but now it's better. And there's a few reasons why it's better, and vision boards is definitely a part of that.
It's definitely a part of it. And it's added so much value and depth to our life to have a vision board, to review, to look at, to get vision, to create hope. And so, for things to change, I must change. Like, you got to look within. And I used to think the same thing, like, life will come and change for me, but it does. It just takes a lot longer than if you just take action, realize that it's within. So we thought we wanted to share that first off, that really this is the underlying like thing to be aware of tonight, is that for things to change, you've got to really understand that it's up to you. And a vision board is really helpful in creating that process for you to be able to make the changes that you want to accomplish in your life. So here's a good quote that we like to get your mind kind of focused here, which is, quote, "Vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision just merely passes the time. Vision with action can change the world." And that's what we want to accomplish tonight by using vision boards, is having goals that you're looking at and you're having an experience with and you're spending that time to invest in it. It creates vision and hope. And that's awesome. Like, that's awesome, especially in our world. There's a lot of like scarcity. There's a lot of shrinking, a lot of people just not wanting to step forward. But you know what? Hope and vision is good.
Well, definitely. And we want you to know that, vision board is more than just putting a picture up on the wall and just kind of being like, all right, now all my dreams need to come true. Like, I put this picture up on the board and, but we need to have action. And we're glad that you're here tonight, because that's part of taking action, is knowing that, okay, I want to learn about something new and I want to implement it. So we're glad that you're here tonight. Okay, so like Aaron said, mindset makes all the difference. How we think about something can change our reaction to something. It can change the situation itself sometimes. But mindset makes all the difference.
Now, we don't just, mindset is like our whole message, because in our lives, that's what's really changed the way we relate to each other. We're just sharing one thing tonight, vision boards, that can help you to improve your mindset. But we actually cover lots of other things that deal with mindset. But vision boards is a great way to train your mind to get the results that you want. Because it really is about mindset. It's about what kind of thoughts are coming to you, what's giving you the courage to like invite people, to enroll people in things that you're trying to accomplish with your business, in your families, like trying to get your kids to say, oh yeah, mom or dad, I'll definitely do that. Like, mindset, it makes the difference. It does, it makes the difference. And we want to point out the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people. Successful people in life, they have solutions. They create. They focus on abundance. And in spite of their fears, they manage that fear and they move forward. And so let's look at unsuccessful. Go ahead, babe.
Unsuccessful people, they may blame or criticize others. They see scarcity. There's not enough of something. Or they let the fear of failure stop them. Okay, so I think we've all been guilty of this at some point or another, where we are scared to do something and we just don't do anything at all, so nothing changes. I know I have been in that space. So we want to switch over to the successful people, because that's what you're trying to do, whether it's within your family, your business, your relationships. You want them to be successful because that's good and it feels good. So let's try to think in that moment and from that viewpoint as well. Okay, so tonight, the first thing we're going to cover is how the brain works. You guys, oh my goodness. When we learned about this and how the brain works and kind of why we think certain thoughts that we do, I was blown away by this. It totally changed my outlook on how I was viewing my struggles and my successes, okay? But within the brain, there's what's called the reticular activating system, or the RAS. And basically what its job is to filter through all of the information that's coming in. So whether it's, information coming in that we're looking at, that we're hearing, that we're tasting, all of those senses, we're getting tons of information all at once. And the RAS's job is to kind of filter through and say, oh, that's really important. Not so important. I'm going to pick it out a little bit. Okay, but that's what its job is to filter.
I went to graduate school and I learned about these types of things in psychology classes, but I didn't really understand that, being so young and immature. And then as I've gotten older and it was explained to me in a way that I could understand, it was like, oh, I can see now what I need to do to change the way that my brain works. So if you're going to consciously make changes, Like if you're going to say, you know, my goal is I'm going to change the way that I exercise. I'm going to do it 5 days a week instead of 3. Your brain's going to reject that idea at first because it hasn't been focused on that. The RAS's job is to filter out unnecessary information that it hasn't been focused on because there's too much information going on. So the RAS is a filter, just like on your air conditioning unit or your heating unit. There's a filter that you put in there to filter out the bad air. It filters out unnecessary information.
Well,
that's its job.
Also, you know, with RAS, if you're trying something new, if this is a new goal you're going after, you're doing something that you're not familiar with, at first the RAS is going to be like, whoa, no, this is new information. We got to kick it out of here. So now that you know that, and when you come up against a new goal, a new thing, you know that, well, automatically my brain is going to be like, we can't do this. But it's not true, okay? It's not true. Okay, so here's just a kind of a quick stat for you. We process about 400 billion bits of information a second.
Okay, billion.
Crazy.
Billion.
I can't even
bits.
fathom that number. That's so big.
It's amazing that our brain has that ability. I mean, imagine if we don't intentionally create the focus, what is our brain going to focus on? Because there's so much going on around us. So the bottom here, it says we're only aware of about 2,000 of those bits of information.
Which is like nothing compared to the total.
Billion.
Yeah. I don't know I don't know the percentage because I can't calculate that, but
at least not want to calculate it.
It's small. So like Aaron said, we just need to be intentional about what we focus on and know some of these tricks. Okay, so one way to get past this filter, this RAS, is through vision boards. Okay, so instead of our brain saying, oh, automatically we can't do this, it's something new, we're going to kick it out, vision boards helps us to get in, to put it into our minds so that we can get past the filter. Okay, so your brain connects with things it sees, and that connection grows stronger the more often it sees it. So one thing with vision boards is that you want to be able to have it in a place that you can see it often and that you're looking at it. If you put it up on the wall and then you never look at it again, chances are, like a really high chance, that nothing's ever going to come of it. It's like, oh yeah, I'll put that thing up on the wall, but I don't even know what it is. I don't even care. So the more often that you look at it, that's going to be important for you.
And it's more than just looking, and we'll go through that process here.
Yeah.
But the way to get through that filter and to get information through there of what you want to focus on is to repeat behaviors over and over and over and over, and then to focus. You know, make sure that you're paying attention, because you can actually only see about the thumb size away from you of like your thumb. Sorry, I was like over here. Like your thumb away from you is what you can focus on, no matter how far away you put your thumb. That's what your eyes see, and then your brain kind of says, well, we assume that all this other information is going on around this that we're not really paying attention to. So you can intentionally create focus in your life by having those images up, and then we'll talk about the experience with it. But this is how you get through that filter, is you repeat the behaviors over and over and make sure that you're focused. You have to create that focus. It is. It's really hard. It is.
With all the distractions.
Well, I don't know that it's really hard, because that's
There's
like,
a lot of distractions.
at this point, when you practice it over and over, though, it becomes familiar and it becomes more predictable, and it's just something you do, like a routine. So in the beginning, yeah, there's a struggle, but over time it gets better.
Okay. So the second thing is, how do we actually put this thing together? Like, why are we going to make it more than just slapping a picture?
Okay, so we've covered the first one, which is like
Knowing
understanding how the mind works.
Yeah, how the brain works.
And now we're talking about how to put it together. Okay, so step 2, and then this is like A. So
A.
Yeah.
There we go. So
A.
You're going to find your pictures. Okay, don't make this complicated. Okay, think of what you're working on, even if it's one thing. Maybe you start with one thing on your vision board.
I started with one thing.
Don't overwhelm yourself. Okay, I wouldn't put more than 6 to 9 at the most. At the most. Okay, and we're going to explain how to go through this process. But find some pictures that you can connect to, something that represents what you're going after, your goal. Maybe even you can connect to those feelings. When you look at the picture, what do you feel? Pick something that you enjoy, but don't take forever finding something because there's so much out there.
And I'll give you a suggestion that I found to be helpful when in this process of finding pictures is set your timer on your phone for 10 minutes or an alarm clock or whatever. And then just take 10 minutes to brainstorm some ideas on what you want to focus on. That way you're time constrained, or you're just kind of using time to your advantage as like your friend to like discover what you are wanting to bring into your life. Remember, you have a choice. I think in this life, we often feel like we don't have a choice, but you do. You have choice on what you want to bring into your life. That is your choice. You can choose anything you want. And we need to get away from thinking that what we choose is selfish or it's unrighteous, because whatever we bring into our life is going to benefit other people. So focus on how it can benefit other people, because it will. It definitely will.
Okay, the second thing is to place your pictures or words. We like to use both, and we'll tell you about that in a second. But put both of them on your board, okay? And then try to, if you can pick goals that have kind of varying lengths. Maybe it's a goal that you can accomplish in the next 30 days. Maybe it's something that takes a bit longer, a couple months. And then what's one goal that you're just like, whoa, like your brain just screams no. Like you think of it and you're like, oh my gosh, like there's just no way. Okay, think of some of those things, because you want to stretch yourself, you want to grow, and that's never going to happen if all you're doing is picking the easy things that you know you can already do.
And you may start out with something easy. Keep it here because I wanted to share this. For example, this is one thing that I'm working on right now. It's something I have on my vision board. It's great getaways. I've got a picture of people sitting by the pool. But I wanted to focus on me and Veronica getting some time away from our kids this year. And I have the words down here of what I want. So I want 3 for me and Veronica, 3 getaways this year. So mine is a 12-month. We've already gone on 1, and we're planning the second one right now already. So it's creating this focus and this energy towards something that's going to be really great for our relationship to better connect. But you get those pictures and the words, and you put it up on your board. That's your next step. Get your pictures and put them on your board.
Okay, so let me show you. This is a picture of my board before I had anything on it.
Hers is on the left. Mine is on the right.
Oh goodness. Okay, so we're going to give you some options tonight. Okay? The way we teach this is maybe a little bit different than what you've done in the past or what you've learned. This is my board on the left. It is. Let me just mute out everyone. It has the squares. You can see it's very organized. It's structured. Your mind is organized. It's structured, believe it or not. Okay, sometimes we look at stuff and we can be overwhelmed with all of the clutter or all of the things going on. So your brain really doesn't know where to focus. So this enabled me to give my brain somewhere to focus. So I would just put pictures in each of those squares, or maybe sometimes I only had up 3 or 4. You don't need to fill up all the squares, but this is one way you can do it, is to put it in like a grid format.
And then she put a picture of painter's tape on there, because I just grabbed painter's tape and I made a bordered square on my wall, and it's 3 feet by 3 feet. And then I just started putting pictures and words inside that border. So simple. When you hear vision board, you may think it's this extravagant cork board thing, but it can be anything that you want it to be. It can be simple. It can be a little more not complicated, but
more artsy, or
whatever. But what we're trying to point out here is make it what you want it to be, but don't take forever to get it up.
Well, and I wouldn't put more than 6 to 9 on there.
Yeah.
I saw one lady had like her whole wall of pictures, and it was overwhelming to look at that. It's hard to be able to focus on so many things at once. So choose what you want to work on and give it good focus.
Let's move through this one. This one, pretty simple. You want to utilize both sides of your brain. Left side of your brain is numbers, data, statistics. Right side of your brain is creativity, images. So by using both sides of your brain, you actually increase your brain's ability to focus on the goals that you want to accomplish. For a lot of years, it was write your goals down. SMART goal, what's your SMART goal? Is it specific? Is it measurable? Is it attainable? Is it realistic? Is it timely? Boring. I mean, it helps, But it
It's better than
adds
nothing.
more value to put a picture with it because you're using both sides of your brain. So definitely take that step. But you can just put words up if you can't find an image.
I would definitely find an image. It's totally worth it. Hey, so I don't know if you guys have ever done this. I think probably everyone has. Is there a statement that you say to yourself like, oh, I'm not a runner? Okay, has anyone ever said that, right? Like I said that for years, you guys, years, like since I was a teenager. I was like, I'm not a runner. I played other sports, but I'm not a runner. Well, a couple of years ago, my sister, who is in this other picture in the pink and the black hat, she asked me if I wanted to run a half marathon. And honestly, I had never run more than 3 miles in my life. Like no joke. Okay. I was into other stuff. But so when she asked me, I was just like, no, I'm not a runner. Like we say those things over and over, right? And she kind of quickly dismissed my I'm not a runner. And for Christmas 2 years ago, I was opening up my gift from her, which was a paper, and I was opening up the envelope, and I pulled out the paper and it said, you're signed up for the Provo City Half Marathon. And I about crapped my pants, you guys. I was like, seriously? Like, I am not a runner. Like, what the heck? But I felt bad. She had already paid money for both of us to run in this race, and it wasn't, it's not cheap, but she had already paid. So I was like, dang, I got to do it. And so slowly over the next 5 months, we started to train for this half marathon. And every day I put a picture of a runner up on my board, okay? And oh, sorry, somebody wrote on there. But I started to look at that every day because I needed a reminder, you guys, that I could get past that I could get past 3 miles and hit 13.1 miles. Like, that I wasn't going to die. And so every day I looked at that board and I'd go out running, and it wasn't every day, but I'd see that goal.
It was most days.
It was a lot. So the race came and the day was amazing.
It was amazing.
It was just a beautiful day. We were running down the canyon, and I crossed the finish line, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm still alive. Like I did it. And the first thought that came into my mind was, hey, now that you've done this, I wonder if you can do a full marathon, like the full one. And I was like, oh, I don't know, but I've done this. So I signed up to run a full marathon 4 months later, and I trained all through the summer. And for a woman that has told herself her whole life, I'm not a runner, I got out and I ran my first full marathon. And when I finished,
It was awesome.
When I finished, I did feel like I was going to die. But it was because every day I saw something that reminded me of what my goal was. And even on the hard days when I would come home and I'd be so sore or I'd feel like I was going to throw up, I saw something that reminded me, and it got me to my goal. Okay. It may not have been pretty at times. Okay. But it got me there. And so that's what vision boards can do.
Now, here's the thing. Like you think, oh, okay, so you got your marathon in, but her attitude, her level of care increased for all of us in the family. It was inspiring to see her cross the finish line and know that she put in that work. Like it definitely influenced our kids. It taught them the importance of hard work and really going for your goals. So in the end, it ends up benefiting everybody that she went through this experience, not just her. And now she can share that with you guys to give you inspiration and confidence. Like, you know what? If she can do a half and a full marathon, I mean, who's to say I couldn't do that? And this was all created from her using a vision board and using it as a way to give herself focus to get out there on those early morning runs at 5 a.m. I remember because I was getting the kids ready for school sometimes. And so I do remember, but seeing her cross the finish line, it was like that. I would do that anytime for her to experience that and for us to see the strength that she drew from it. So it works. You're welcome.
Okay, so now we've gotten to the third step is what are we going to do to take action on our vision board? Because like we said, you can put that up on the wall, but that is not going to change anything. So,
right. So we're just going to give you, this is the how to get your vision board to work for you. obviously you need to pay attention to it. So morning and night, 3 to 5 minutes, look at it and review it. And evening is most important because you're heading to sleep, and that's what's on your mind right when you head to sleep.
You know,
That's
one of
really
the
important.
things I love about the evening is honestly that have you watched a movie at night? Maybe it was some crazy movie and then you dream about it, right? Okay, well that's what's happened is, you know, that movie or whatever it is has gotten into your subconscious. And it's when you go to sleep, your conscious mind goes to sleep. We're asleep. But our subconscious is still working. It's beating our heart. It's helping us to breathe. It's still working. It's on 24/7, okay? So when you look at your vision board at nighttime, you go to bed with those things on your mind. And during the night, your subconscious is working. They're like, okay, how can we come up with a solution for this? So it's like, use your brain to come up with solutions for what your goals are.
Awesome.
Okay.
You're going to move from one item to the next and just kind of work your way down your vision board. Again, looking at it, paying attention with focus. So this is where you want to get your mind involved in the process. Okay, so imagination. Imagine yourself holding, smelling, touching, hearing, everything that would be involved in that picture. So for this one right here, for me, on our getaways, I envision us sitting by the pool and the sun is really warm and I've got a nice cold drink and we're having maybe a conversation a little bit here and there, but I'm just relaxed and the kids aren't there because they're at grandma's house and we're just enjoying the time of relaxing. And so I can take my place there, take myself there and us there. And it just creates this feel that your brain's like, we want that. Let's find a way to create it so we can make it happen. So have an experience with it, slowly moving from one item to the next, thinking about it that way.
And then just
use your voice.
I like that when he's showing you the picture of the getaways, like, you know, what would be our purpose for that, you know, and express those things. Think about those things. Why is it so important to you? If you have a certain goal for your business or for your family or your personal goals, like, why do you care about this goal? It matters. So talk about those things.
Yep.
Okay, and then the fourth is think about what you will do once you've achieved it, and be thankful for all the things that went in to make that journey happen. Because gratitude is a huge, huge part of how we feel and how we think. And if we can think about the thankful side, it will make all the difference. But focus on the details of the image. You know, you can see yourself, you know, just like I could see myself crossing the line and not dying, like this was good. You know, I could get a drink, my family would be there and they'd hug me and, you know, maybe cheer for me. Imagine all of those things and be grateful for it.
Gratitude is good.
This is one of my favorites.
So when you're looking at your vision board, this is like a next level thing, right? Have a piece of paper next to you. As you're kind of looking over and using your senses to have an experience, write down what comes to you to help you accomplish whatever that goal is. Like, what is the next step? Like, your goal may be a few steps down the road, but your brain's going to give you, okay, here's the next step. And you write it down and then, okay, you know, when I have a moment, I'm going to take action on that. Sooner, the better.
Yeah.
But definitely, you know, if you want to add value to your experience, have a piece of paper to write on, because as you go through each one, you may have a different solution come up to potentially pursue. Write it down.
When you're asleep at night and maybe you have a dream or you have a thought and you wake up, what happens if we don't like write down a dream? We forget it quick. So there have been times that I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll say, okay, I better go. I have to write it down, and I have like a notepad right by my bed, but I write it down real quick so that I won't forget it. But that's how ideas can come to you about your vision board.
We got to take some burden off our minds. You know, our minds carry so much and we blame it all the time when we forget stuff. Like, I'm so forgetful. Why can't just take that burden off your mind and write it down? It's a quick little jot down, and then you don't have to remember. And then it's like you start getting more stuff done, and it's like, liberating.
Okay.
So it's really important that when you look at your vision board that you see that it benefits others. You know, that takes care of the whole selfish, well, if I put this on my board, it's all about me. No, I put a speaker up on my vision board, the speaker here on the slide. It's not that exact one, but really I had that up on my board. I looked at it, I had an experience with it. We ended up getting one, and it's been amazing how it's benefited others. Music is so awesome for moving the soul and like just getting rhythm in life. And I've used it in so many different places to get people to feel. And I don't know how many times I hear as a counselor and as a mentor, I just don't feel like, I hear that a lot. Music is a great way to get your feel up and to get some passion in your life. And so this speaker benefits others in such amazing ways. Whenever we go to events, I take it with me. I let music be a part of like an exercise that we're doing, like if it's a writing exercise, just soft music, but the speaker has really given lots of value. But I had that on my wall. I reviewed it, I looked at it, I had an experience with it. And of course, me and my kids and our kids, us and our kids, we often dance and use it as a way to kind of get our day going and to get our energy up. So find how your pictures and your words benefit others, because you'll find a way. It will serve other people. We wanted to cover this.
A lot to do. And honestly, there's not that many, because this is a creative process. And one thing we want to make sure you understand is it doesn't have to be perfect. We aren't perfect. You know, it's okay for this to be a living kind of board where it's changing as you get something, you bring it down. But don't expect things to be perfect. It's okay if it's not. And we want you to be open to change. Be open to that.
Oh, so what not to do?
I knew you were going to say that.
I just want to make sure that we're clear.
So don't be perfect.
Perfectionism.
Yeah.
Catch yourself on that. You know, just allow the process to occur, and your vision board is going to change in the sense of what you're putting up, because you're accomplishing things in your life, and it's going to change your view and your perspective on things. As far as the open to change, we want you to be open to change.
Be open.
So that
so
would say,
don't be closed-minded.
Yeah, that's what it could say. So be open, because guess what? People are going to often be the resources that give you the knowledge and the information that, well, that's the same thing. They're going to give you the knowledge to like reach your goals. So
we didn't put on here, but once we get those goals, once we've accomplished that thing, we take it down, and I have my own binder. We have like this evidence binder, so just like a three-ring binder or a folder or something. I know that's kind of hard to do, but I take that picture down and I put it in my binder, and it's my evidence binder, so that times when it's tough or times when I think I can't do this, I break out my evidence binder and I flip through the pages.
Oh, yes, I can.
You just flip through and be like, look all I've already accomplished. It's more evidence to your mind that yes, you can do it, and I've been through hard things before. So keep those pictures. Don't throw them away. Put them in a binder, put them in a folder or something like that.
Your brain is like a courtroom. It needs evidence. So when you keep those pictures, it helps reinforce that you do have the confidence. So last thing here, I think it's the last thing, how to get your goals by using a vision board. Okay, so we've kind of gone through the process, what we've learned about vision boards and our research and our personal experiences, of whatever you give your focus and energy to, you're going to get it back. It's that saying of, you be kind to others, others will be kind to you. It's just the way it works. And I've seen it work over and over with my vision board, where I put something up and I give it good focus and energy and I accomplish it, and then I'm able to share that with other people. And it's awesome. It's awesome.
When you buy a new car and it's, you know, a certain color, a certain make and model, and then you start seeing that car like all over, it's because your brain has been focused on that car. The same is true with our goals. When we put up a goal and we're looking at it, we're giving it good focus and energy, we find solutions. And like Aaron said, a lot of times that will come through other people, you know, maybe contacts we have, or other people that can help us learn something. But give good focus and energy to it. Okay, so vision boards is just one way to hit your goals, right? There's many different ways. We're talking about vision boards tonight, and we hope you've learned something, but that's not the only way.
Remember, we talked about mindset. Like, that's our message, is like, your mind has got to be in the game. Vision boards is just, it's one way to train your mind to focus on what you want to accomplish and feel in life. But there's a whole bunch of other topics and aspects that can be covered to get you to the next level.
Definitely.
And so,
okay, so one way to get there is by having a mentor, having a coach. And, we didn't realize this until later in life that, we have teachers, we have parents, but sometimes we don't utilize their skills. We don't utilize what they have to give us. But a mentor or a coach is a great way to help us to get past those blocks in our mind, because we all have fears that we deal with and things of our past. It's a great way to challenge ourselves and hit goals faster and hold us accountable. So next week, no, 2 weeks.
in 2 weeks.
Yeah. We're going to be starting our next round of group mentoring. We get a chance to work with people one-on-one and in a group setting where they are going after goals. They've put up their vision board. They've said, this is really what I want to work on. And we get a chance to be able to support you in those goals, because we all need support, right? We all need people in our corner cheering us on, saying, yes, you can do it. What about this? Try this,
Well, and I tried for so many years figuring stuff out on my own, which I think a lot of us as adults, we kind of just, you'll figure it out. But we can really support people in saving themselves time and energy and pain and all this kind of stuff if we just allow people in to kind of, hey, what did you do that worked? For us, the mindset's been a big deal, because me and her, our relationship has increased dramatically. Our kids are how we relate to them. There's definitely been less conflict. I mean, we still have conflicts because we're imperfect. But we definitely are more capable to manage those. And we've seen from people that we've shared this information with, they've shared with us, this has been really helpful. It's given me some different things to think about. So we thought we do want to share this, and we do offer this 6-week group. It's an online training that we offer, that we do live. We cover different topics. We do offer one-to-one calls. There's a route to do that if you'd like. But we just want to make sure, like tonight, we've given you just one thing that you can do, and it's going to improve your life. If you take in what we've shared with you tonight and you practice it, it will improve your life. It will. I can almost guarantee it, because I've tried it, I've tested it, and I've gotten the outcomes that has blessed my life and made me just a different person. And so these are just some of the things of what you'll get on these.
So for in our group, we work with a lot of different people, whether you're coming in, you're working on your own business, you're working on personal goals, family goals. We get to work with you and really see what is it that you want to accomplish. So we do one-on-one calls with you. We do 6, like Aaron said, we do 6 live trainings once a week on different topics, and give you personalized mentoring from the training that we've received. So we have weekly worksheets and training materials to keep you on track. Okay, so just kind of a couple of things, we go through, and people always ask us, what can we do to get ahead? What can we do to reach those goals? And the number one thing that has helped us is to take action and work with someone that can help us reach those goals faster. So our group is made up of a lot of different things. You can kind of see what the value is on it, whether it's we're working with people one-on-one or we're having live calls. Okay, so that's kind of the value of it. But our 6-week group is $97. It's a great way to intro into what is mindset and how can I reach the goals that I'm really going after.
Yeah, I mean, so tonight you've had a little bit of an experience with us being on this call, and we know that trust is a big deal. Yeah. And so hopefully you've felt that, what we care about, we're passionate about, and what we want most is for people to feel what we've been feeling. And the way that it's allowed us to connect with each other, we definitely go into more depth on this in our group. But all that value of putting that together, we've taken care of that. It's all gifted and given to you for $97. So these may be some questions that you're asking. Is it for me? If you're feeling stuck, or if you're looking to get your business to kind of get on the uppity up, which I think most of you on this call are working on some business stuff, or if you're having some struggle in your relationships, you may even be having everything go really well right now, but this information will allow you to help others around you that come to you because you're a problem solver. And the way that people increase your trust in you is when you have solutions. And so maybe you have everything going well right now, and that's great, but this can also be information that you can use to serve other people. Because we know that's who you are at heart, is you want other people to feel great. So,
okay, so here are
these are
just a
some
couple
topics.
of the topics that we're going to be covering over the 6 weeks. We cover one each week. So we're going to dive into a little bit more of vision boards, declarations, using our words and how language affects what we do. Confidence and self-care. Okay, I know most of you are probably women on this call, and we're not taking
I'm probably
good,
only
we're,
one.
I know we're not taking good enough care of ourselves, but yet we're trying to give to everyone around us. We need to work on that, okay? We need that self-care just as much as everyone else does. We're going to focus on money and how to get better with money, relationships and connections. And if you're on here, and chances are within your business or your family, everyone has relationships and connections that we want to be better. And then just taking action to live life to the fullest, okay? So these are a couple things you'll create. You'll create a plan to hit your goals, okay? Because we're going to ask you, what do you want to work on? What is it that you're really focused on? Confidence in what you can do and how to manage the things that are holding you back. Because we all have something that we purposefully place in our way that get in there like a roadblock. Okay, so I guess what we really want you to do tonight is invest in you, okay? Because everyone around you, remember, gets a lot of your time, but when do you give back to you? When do you get a chance to grow and to learn and to really put effort and focus into what you're doing? And that's what we're wanting you to do tonight, whether it's for your team, your family, so that you can give back to others, but it starts with inside you. Okay, so we have two different options for you. You want to cover those?
Yeah, sure. So we mentioned it's $97 if you just want to do the 6 weeks, if that's of interest to you. If you want to enroll in and invest a little more to really move your life forward, it's $297, which would include 2 one-on-one calls.
Yep.
And if you sign up by tomorrow, I think in the next 24 hours, we're going to add another call onto that. So it'll be $297 for 3 one-on-one calls.
Yep.
So they're just some options that we want to share with you, because we know as like movers and influencers that we want to know what the next level is. Like, what, now that I've got the information, I've practiced it, what is the next step for me to take to keep my life moving forward? I like the way I feel. I like the way things are going. How do I add depth to that? Back to self-care. I'm telling you, we don't realize how important self-care is to like the quality of service that we give other people. When you feel aligned and you feel like you're taking care of self, your quality of service to others expands dramatically.
Yeah.
And we're missing this point. So there's our options: $97 for the course, $297 for 3 one-on-one calls. I think we've capped it at 10.
Yeah, so on the one-on-one calls, we cap it at 10 people because we only have so much time and we want to be able to give you good time and focus. So we have 10 spots open for the one-on-one calls, but if you just want to jump in with us in the course and go through the 6 weeks with us, then it'll be the 97. And we're going to have a private Facebook group so that we have our online community and support of other people who are doing the program and who want to surround themselves with people who care and people who are going after big things just like you are. So that's what we're going to have. But come join us. It's going to be a great time, like what we're covering tonight, vision boards. We're going to be covering other things, okay? But it's a chance for you to take action in whatever it is that you're going after. Let me jump out of here really quick just so we can see if there's any questions.
We know the main thing here is to focus on the vision boards. You know, we're just giving you an option to pursue, to enroll and take it to the next level. But the most important thing from tonight is that you understand the value of a vision board. Okay, so we're just talking to those of you who are still on the call,
yep.
Right?
Yep.
So
and I just posted our link in the chat box, so that'll take you directly to our page, so you can see more information about like what are we covering, what is this going to be like. Okay, so if you sign up for the 2 calls, which will be 3 if you sign up in the next 24 hours, we will spread those out over the 6 weeks. So we can talk when you first get signed up within the first couple of weeks and see what you're working on. And those individual calls is really a place for you to focus on what you're working on. Okay, we worked with a lot of different business owners. If you're in an MLM, we've had a lot of experience working with those different companies. But we know you have a lot going on and that you have a lot of people that you get to make connections with. And this is a great time to take those connections to the next level by learning things for yourself and then being able to share them.
So choose one goal from our conversation tonight. Like your goal may be get my vision board up, but then figure out what the small step is to take to make it happen. That's where you want to get to as an end destination to get the vision board up. But maybe the first thing is I need to spend 10 minutes of looking for just ideas or things I want to put up there. Keep it simple and take action.
Yep.
That's
Thanks for
how you
being
move
on, you
forward.
guys. We really appreciate it.
Yep,
And we hope
appreciate
you have a
your
good night.
time.
We'll be sending out the replay tomorrow, okay?